ใหม่ตอนกลับไปบ้านก่อน
He could be he's in the organizers, yes.
From the Konkan University.
Swadika. Honorable Chutima Bunya Prabhatson, Deputy Commerce Minister of Thailand. Her Excellency Ms. Suchitra Durai, Ambassador of India to Kingdom of Thailand. Ambassadors, senior representatives of Northeastern states of India, members of diplomatic corps, and distinguished guests. I welcome you all to this beautiful evening today, the inauguration of the first ever Northeast India Festival organized outside of India. The two-day festival will be organized at Central World at Zone A and Zone B on 9th and 10th February 2019. The initiative is to promote trade, tourism, cultural exchange between Northeast region and Thailand. We may begin the program with lighting of the lamp. May I request Honorable Commerce Minister, Honorable Ambassador of India, Mr. Kyonvi Sumi, in charge of tourism, Government of Nagaland, Dr. Rajat Sabam, Ranjan Sabam, Chairman of Tourism Corporation of Manipur, Mr. R.V. Suchiang, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, Mr. Lal Rao Dingi, in charge of Tourism and Industries, Northeastern Council of India, to please come on stage for lighting of the lamp. We have two performances. First is a folk song. Pretty Rhythm is a folk fusion and rock band from Nagaland. They represent the Sumi tribe of Nagaland and sing the hymn of the beautiful and colorful state of Nagaland. I invite
Good evening, everyone. We are called Pretty Rhythm from India, Nagaland. We are going to be presenting a festival song, and in this song, it speaks about the coming together of various people from different backgrounds, tribes, culture coming together to celebrate and to spread joy. I hope you all enjoy it.
Hello. Hello. Lagi bangun. Hayo.
Electrifying and graceful performance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now I invite Her Excellency Mr. Chitra Durai, Ambassador of India, for her opening remarks.
Her Excellency Ms. Shrutima Punya Prasad, the Commerce Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, His Excellency the former Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand, Dr. Kon Tabaransi, Ms. R.V. Suchiang, Additional Chief Secretary of the Government of the State of Meghalaya, Mr. Jayanta Malla Baruah, Chairman of ASEAN Tourism Corporation, Mr. Kehovi, the Tourism in Charge of the Government of Nagaland, Mr. Ranjan Sapam, Chairman of the Manipur Tourism Corporation, Government of Manipur, Ambassador Swaminathan, former Secretary to the Government of India, Mr. Shyamkanu Mahanta, Chief Organizer of the Northeast India Festival, Ambassadors, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, good evening, Sawadika. At the outset, I would like to welcome all of you to this inaugural event of the first ever Northeast India Festival outside of India, which is being organized by the Northeastern Council of India, supported by the Embassy of India, Bangkok, with a view to connecting the northeastern states of India with the ASEAN region. We are particularly delighted that the Northeast Council has chosen Bangkok for this festival, as Thailand is indeed at the center of the Southeast Asia region. Thailand has assumed the chairmanship of ASEAN in 2019. Thailand will also be the country coordinator for India-ASEAN Strategic Partnership for the next 3 years. This two-day extravaganza, which is the Northeast India Festival, as my colleague has rightly put it, will be held at the Central World at Zone A and B tomorrow and day after. Around 500 artists comprising musicians, dancers, fashion designers, chefs, craftspersons, in addition to entrepreneurs, academics, and officials will be here for the festival. You've seen a glimpse of the variety of the performing arts of the region this evening. But more is in store, and I hope many of you will pass the word around so that we can have a really good turnout. We are organizing, apart from the performances, a tourism roadshow, a trade and investment promotion seminar on the 9th, and a people-to-people exchange program on the 10th of February in this hall. Thailand is a valued partner for India. Our two countries enjoy excellent relations in all areas, be it political, defense, security, business and commerce, as well as people-to-people contacts. More than 1.6 million people came from India to Thailand last year. We have 330 flights per week connecting different destinations in India with destinations in Thailand. This relationship is indeed civilizational and based on very strong cultural and religious links. The Government of India has embarked on a holistic program of development of the Northeastern region, which comprises the 8 states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, and Tripura. This resource-rich region, with its vast expanse of fertile farmland and enormous human capital, has the potential to become India's most prosperous region. It has immense natural resources, apart from the human resources. The northeastern region is strategically located with access to the traditional domestic market of eastern India. In addition, it is a gateway for India to the ASEAN region. The northeastern region plays an important role in connecting India with ASEAN and in fulfilling the objectives of India's Act East policy. In recent years, we have enhanced our engagement with countries in Southeast Asia. This is indeed fitting, and in line with Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi's own policy, which he announced in 2014 at the India-ASEAN Summit at Naypyidaw in Myanmar, when he said, India's Look East policy has become Act East policy. A rapidly developing India and ASEAN can be great partners for each other. We're both keen to enhance our cooperation in advancing balance, peace, and stability in the region. Unquote. India places Thailand at the core of its Act East policy. Commerce, culture, and connectivity are the 3 priority areas of cooperation between India and Thailand. As regards commerce, India aims to become a $10 trillion economy by 2030, with initiatives like Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, and Clean India missions. We have a target of 200 billion trade with ASEAN countries by 2022. Here too, Thailand has played a central part, and we hope it will continue to do so in achieving this target. There are already a large number of Indian companies operating in Thailand, and vice versa. The trade and investment is on an upward trajectory. Bilateral trade with Thailand in 2018 grew by about 20%, and India's exports to Thailand grew by 24.86% over the previous year. In 2017, the trade increased by 35%. We are thankful to Her Excellency Ms. Chutima Punya Prabhasara, the Commerce Minister of Thailand, to have led a delegation to the Vibrant Gujarat Summit in January this year. As regards culture, Indian mythology and folklore finds a lot of reflection here. The Thai epic Ramakien is based on our Ramayana. The Ahoms, the Kamtis, and the Khasis of the people in the Northeast India have very strong links with the Thai people. An MOU has in fact been signed by the Chulalongkorn University in Bangkok with the Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, last month for joint research on topics of mutual interest, which was actually the initiative of Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirendon. We already have an MOU between Chiang Mai University and Nagaland University. We are particularly glad the Vice Chancellor of the Guwahati University is in our midst all our way, And we have, in fact, a large group of students from Thammasat University on an exchange program currently at Guwahati. We are also considering several sister city agreements between Assam state as well as the Chiang Mai province of Thailand. As regards connectivity with ASEAN in all its dimensions, physical, institutional, people-to-people, continues to be a strategic priority for us. I mentioned the large number of flights between our two countries. In addition, SpiceJet, an Indian airline company, will be flying soon from Bangkok to Guwahati from next month. The completion this will give the people of Thailand and the people of Northeast India a direct connection. And I think we'll just be 2 hours away from each other. The completion of the India-Myanmar-Thailand Trilateral Highway would be a milestone in our connectivity with Thailand and further connecting India with other ASEAN nations. I'm happy to note that the Thai government has also set its targets to increase bilateral trade and investment with India, and has particularly planned to send trade missions to the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura in 2019. I request Thai companies, particularly the SMEs, to explore the northeastern region of India for investment and business opportunities. I would like to sincerely convey our gratitude to the Ministry of the Development of the Northeast region of the Government of India and the Northeastern Council for having organized such a festival of this scale. And I would also like to thank all the members of the various delegations who come all the way from the northeastern states of India. And of course, above all, I would like to sincerely thank Her Excellency, the Commerce Minister of Thailand, Ms. Chutima Punya, for having accepted our invitation to participate in this event despite her very hectic schedule. And our Commerce and Industry Minister, His Excellency Mr. Suresh Prabhu, could not come in person, but he has sent a message which will shortly be screened. Thank you very much.
The Northeast India Festival is taking place in Bangkok today. I'm not able to join you only because of Parliament ongoing session, but I can assure you one thing, that we have started the first ever new initiative of Udan 3 is linking Guwahati, the Northeast, with Bangkok, Thailand. This is a very new beginning. Same thing we are trying to do with so many other places. In Northeast, we have started a new program by water place. It will land on water, not in the airport, in the water drones. So these are going to be a new beginning for Northeast. We have come out with a new policy for industrialization for the Northeast, which will give a lot of subsidies to the new industries which will come out. The products which will be really be done in an organic manner. I come out with the agriculture export policy to take export from $30 billion to $100 billion in the next few years' time, for which Northeast will be the biggest beneficiary, because we have removed all restrictions on organic products, all restrictions on processed products. So the biggest beneficiary will be the Northeast region of India. So all the best to you, and really the right place to have connectivity between the east of India and the Northeast. So Bangkok and Northeast must get connected, and Bangkok is so critically located. It's a part of it. Now this year is a chairman for the ASEAN presidency. So all the best to you and congratulations to you.
We are very happy to hear the vision of the Honorable Commerce Minister, and thank you, ma'am, for the enlightening words, which shows what bonds we have between these two regions and also what lies in store. Now I take this opportunity to invite Honorable Kun Chutima Punya Prapadson, Deputy Commerce Minister of Thailand, for delivering her address.
Her Excellency Ambassador of India to Thailand, Mrs. Suchitra Durai, His Excellency the former Deputy Prime Minister distinguished delegates from Northeast State of India, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and pleasure to be invited to officiate the opening ceremony of this Northeast India Festival in Thailand. I am very impressed with a number of participants from both public and government sectors gathering here today. This is a sign of a strong bond and shared interest between Thailand and Northeast India people. The seven sister states of India are linked with Thailand through our shared history. We also possess a common tradition, culture and language, which have been inherited from our ancestors. As Mahatma Gandhi said, quote, "A nation's culture resides in the heart and in the soul of its people," unquote. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the government of Northeast State of India for selecting Thailand to be your destination for the Northeast India Festival. I have no doubt that this landmark event will help deepen our relations, particularly on economic cooperation. Excellencies and distinguished guests, India's northeastern region has enormous potential in trade, investment, and tourism. The region has abundance of raw materials and natural resources essential for developing industry in sectors such as food processing, garment, and energy. I believe that Northeast India also has a huge role to play in India's Act East policy. Given its strategic location close to Southeast Asia, the region can serve to promote an inclusive ASEAN-India regional value chain that leaves no one behind. The potential of Northeast India could be further enhanced by the India-Myanmar-Thailand Trilateral Highway, which Thailand and India have been actively pushing forward its construction. Once completed, the highway will tremendously promote logistic facilitation between India and ASEAN, thereby generating new economic opportunities as well as improving people's well-being along the highway. In terms of tourism, Northeast India is also known among tourists for their beauty, with attractions such as Kohima in Nagaland, Imphal in Manipur, and Champhai in Mizoram. The region is also renowned for unique traditional festivals such as Bihu in Assam and Kamom Blang Nongkem in Meghalaya, which attract tourists from around the world. Many years ago, I had an opportunity to visit Guwahati, and I witnessed firsthand the potential of this large city in Assam, which is dubbed to become the India's gateway to Southeast Asia. Apart from its potential, I am also deeply impressed with its scenic beauty and traditions. I am very pleased to learn that there will soon be direct flight from Guwahati to Bangkok, which is very good news, as this route will help strengthen ties between Thailand and Northeast India. Excellencies and distinguished guests, Thailand has long been aware of the great potential of Northeast India, and we have worked with the government of India and the Embassy of India to create awareness of this potential and assist our private sector to get to know and understand each other better. I recall that the Ministry of Commerce of Thailand held the Northeast India Trade and Investment Opportunities Week in Bangkok in 2007. We have also organized several trade missions to the seven sister states of India. So this Northeast India Festival is another catalyst that will help us get acquainted with each other. As for Thailand, the Ministry of Commerce will lead a group of Thai entrepreneurs on a business matching and networking mission to the 7 sister states during 12 to 18 May this year. And in addition, we will also organize top Thai brand exhibitions in other potential cities of India, namely Kolkata in March, Mumbai in May, and Chennai in August this year. During such event, Thai companies and entrepreneurs will showcase their products and services in potential sectors such as automotive, construction, food packaging, fashion and accessory, gems and jewelry, household products, healthcare and wellness. And as well as they will look for their strategic partner to invest in India in response to the Indian government policy making India as well. Excellencies and distinguished guests, I would like to thank the government of Northeast State of India once again for organizing the Northeast India Festival here in Bangkok. I have no doubt that by the end of this event, Thai and Northeast Indian businesses will have matched with the right people and explore the best possible ways to tap into opportunities in both Thailand and Northeast India, particularly those in the agro and food processing, handicraft, fashion, and tourism sectors. As for participants and visitors, this is also a great opportunity to witness countless variety of Northeast India's products, as well as to enjoy your shopping. I wish you all a very enjoyable and successful Northeast India Festival in Thailand. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, for your kind words. We have amongst us representatives from the northeastern states who have come all the way here, where I would like to give some remarks. I call upon Mr. Kyovi Sumi, Tourism in Charge, Government of Nagaland, to please come on stage.
Good evening, dear Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed honored to be here with my team from Nagaland for this 3-day event in this fascinating city of Bangkok. I, on behalf of my state of Nagaland, bring you warm greetings to each and everyone present here. Nagaland is a small state in northeast India with a population of about 20 lakhs. Nagaland lies in the northeast part of India, sharing an international boundary with Myanmar. With 11 districts, Nagas consist of 16 major and other sub-tribes. Nagaland is inhabited by vibrant tribal people, zealously guarding their culture, dancers, warriors amidst the mountains, hills and valleys, and meandering rivers. Nature has gifted the Nagas with splendid landscapes, lush green forests, rare wildlife species, natural resources and biodiversity hotspots. Adding to that is the climate of pleasant summers, average temperature not above 31 degrees Celsius, and winters where temperature is not below 4 degrees Celsius. The Nagas are warm and hospitable when it comes to guests and visitors alike, and have a very strong community spirit and social bonding. Whether it is during a festival, a marriage, sickness, or death, the community takes on the major role and shares the joy of festivities and sadness together. The delicious Naga cuisine is varied, each tribe having its own specialty and way of cooking. Though our cuisine is measured in non-vegetarian, our diet consists of different green leafy vegetables. In fact, many medicinal herbs is growing in abundance in the fertile soil of Nagaland, in addition to rich horticultural produce that is spread all over the state. Nagaland is a must-visit destination, catering to different types of travelers. Away from the madding crowd and noisy of the cities, to the quiet retreat in the small towns or villages, to experiencing life at the rural local, to textile, handloom and handicraft, agriculture, on to the off-roading adventures as also a music and culture destination. Nagaland has all this and more to offer. Many visitors is struck by the bright colors of costumes of the different tribes, exquisite headgears and ornaments, handlooms and handicrafts, all woven or crafted locally. Though nowadays, this costume, attires and ornaments are mostly worn during the festivities. Talking about festivals, every month in the calendar year has a festival of one tribe or the other. And since last year, the government of Nagaland has conceptualized a mini Hornbill festival coinciding with the tribal festivals. The December month has the heritage village of Kisama, which is about 20 kilometers from Kohima, bustling with activities. This is where the annual Hornbill Festival organized by the government is held. Here, one gets to taste and experience the flavors of Nagaland, from traditional games and sports, flora and fauna, cuisines, textile, arts and craft to all the tribes of Nagaland in all its grand splendor of dances, songs, drum beats, and what have you. The Hornbill Festival offers visitors the experience that echoes long after. I would like to extend my invitation to one and all to plan your itinerary to visit, explore, and experience. Nagaland is a place where you invite a stranger and send back a friend. Thank you and God bless.
Very warm good evening to all of you. I'm here to represent the state of Manipur, which is a neighboring state to Nagaland and one of the 7 sister states. Before I start my remarks, I'll just present a small video which highlights the geographical vibrancy of the state, just to give you a brief overview. translation means the land of jewels. As you have seen yourself, this state offers an incredible amount of rich diversity, both natural as well as cultural. There are three prominent forms of tourism that the state is experiencing right now. There is a very prominent Buddhist tourist route which is opening up from Myanmar. There are a lot of Buddhist tourists coming in from Myanmar. From Myanmar there is a flight which will come to Imphal, and from Imphal it will go to Bodh Gaya for Buddhist circuit. That is something that is about to start as soon as the Guwahati circuit with Bangkok connectivity happens. Immediately after that, the Government of India's proposal is to connect this Buddhist circuit. The next very important tourism aspect is adventure tourism. There is a trilateral connectivity between the state Manipur, Myanmar and Thailand. The three states, the three countries actually, India, Myanmar and Thailand have gotten into this land-based connectivity treaty, wherein this highway which is being constructed and it's its last phase of construction will allow someone who can start from Manipur and come all the way to Bangkok in less than 24 hours. So that's the level of road-based connectivity that is coming in. I am happy to announce that most of the work of setting up the roadways along the Myanmar line is already complete. Just a few critical bridges are left, which once completed will allow the network, land-based network, to finish between the three nations, India, Myanmar and Thailand. So Manipur offers that land-based opening to the entire region. So Manipur becomes a very critical trading partner. Any land-based trade effectively has to happen through Manipur. And over the decades, we have seen that there has been a thriving trade between Myanmar and Manipur and the northeast of India, thriving between the More region, which lies at the border of Manipur and Myanmar. Now we believe that increasingly this land-based trade between the ASEAN nations and the northeast is going to increase, and this trade through the roadways is going to be something which will be very important, very crucial for Indian markets. I'll just give you a very brief example. If a textile has to be made, a garment has to be made, the raw material comes from China, for example from Guangzhou. It takes the entire sea route, crosses the Strait of Malacca, goes to Mumbai. At Mumbai port, the unloading happens and the raw material is sent to Delhi for making and giving the finishing touches to a garment. From there, it again travels to Guwahati for the final distribution in the area within the northeast as well as to Myanmar. So you can understand that the raw material which initiates from Guangzhou circles the entire sea route and the entire land route and comes to the northeast again. That cycle takes more than 75 days. Going forward in the future, you will see that there will be raw materials coming in from China through the Kunming province, Yunnan province. They will come in through Ruili from Myanmar straight to Manipur in a matter of less than 10 hours. That is effectively what we are looking at, and this opportunity is something which is opening up at a rapid pace. For the very first time, we have entrepreneurs on the northeastern side of India who are looking at these arbitrage opportunities in a very interesting manner. They are sourcing raw materials from China through the trade route and are doing value addition within the northeast and then redistributing it to the ASEAN region. I'll give you one more aspect about the prospect of this region. This region has a captive population of 40 million. In my view, if you were to see the other ASEAN regions, ASEAN nations, 40 million is a considerable size of population. It is bigger than Laos, Cambodia. Thailand is 67 million approximately. And the northeast region effectively serves as the 11th ASEAN region. So if you look at it from that prism, most of the investors in the ASEAN region are looking up to northeast as a block which has a captive market of 40 million. It is surrounded by 6 countries, and there are certain trade routes which open up to Bhutan, to Nepal, to Bangladesh, which can only be serviced through the northeast. So therefore, the strategic location of northeast is something that we very strongly are betting upon, and the government of India has therefore changed its entire narrative and has said that we are going to act on certain key things so that we boost the trade, we boost tourism, as well as we attract investors. Some of the best investor-centric opportunities across the country lies in the Northeast region. Looking at most of these opportunities, last year at the request of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, we had Her Excellency the Thailand Princess Mahachakri Sridharan. She travelled all the way to Manipur and attended the Shanghai Festival, which is the state festival, annual festival, which is celebrated with grandeur. And we were really honored to have Her Excellency the Thai Princess come into our state and celebrate the function with us. So initially, as I had mentioned, you've seen the geography. The Lotus Lake is just spellbounding. The size of that lake is the size of Maldives country. It is that huge a lake, and it offers immense amount of opportunities for tourists as well as investors who are looking at asset acquisition in this area. So I look forward to inviting all of you to come out and travel to the Northeast region and explore the hidden opportunities that lie in the region. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Respected Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege for me to stand here today and represent the government of Meghalaya at the inauguration of the Northeast Festival in Bangkok. It's a wonderful initiative, and I must thank the Ambassador of India. Madam, thank you for facilitating the conduct of such an event, and I hope there will be many more to come in the future. I also thank the Northeastern Council for their help and support in conducting this event. Let me start by saying that people in the northeastern parts of India love coming to countries in Southeast Asia. They feel so comfortable, they feel at home. Partly, I think the reason being their features. They blend so well with the populace here. I'm a proud Indian, but sometimes I find it hard-pressed to convince people when I travel abroad that I'm an Indian. They think that I'm from Cambodia, so we have this guessing game, that I'm from Cambodia, or I'm from Philippines, or I'm from Vietnam. So I'm just trying to flag the issue that, there's so many things besides the similarity of looks, there's so many things in common between, the northeastern states and the countries in Southeast Asia. Of course, particularly with Thailand, we have a long history of, cultural heritage, and Buddhism being one of them. I think Buddhism came into Thailand in the 3rd century BC. And almost 98% of the borders in the northeastern states of India share, share a border with countries like China, Myanmar, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. Geographically, the northeast of India is a gateway to the Southeast Asian countries. The shared geography, heritage, and culture provides a great platform for the northeastern states to be ambassadors of India, and hence the northeast of India is central to the central government policy of Active East, a policy which seeks to promote economic cooperation, cultural ties, and develop strategic relationships with countries in the Asia-Pacific region. Holding this Northeast Festival in Bangkok is a great initiative. It brings about an exchange of culture, cuisine, and people-to-people contact, which is at the heart of the Southeast Asian culture and tradition of hospitality. The strongest link between the two countries is that of Buddhism, like I said, where we've seen a large number of Thai people coming to India for pilgrimage. You'll be surprised to know that the Northeast also has a small population of people practicing Buddhism. Sikkim, if my friends are here from Sikkim, 27% of the population are Buddhist. Arunachal, 11.77% of the population are Buddhist. Tripura, has 3.41% of the population, whichever it is. There's a monastery in Tawang, which is the largest in India. And we also have a replica of a monastery in Tibet, which has been constructed in Sikkim. So these are the kind of things that, we can have a circuit. Somebody was saying from Manipur that we will work on this Buddhism circuit so that people can come to the northeast states, and besides the normal pilgrimage which you do to both Gaya, Lungi, Sana. So you can also visit the northeast, where maybe the Buddhism sect is slightly different from what you are practicing here with the Mahayana sect. But you're most welcome to visit the northeast, as part of your pilgrimage to India. Meghalaya, Shillong is the capital. It is the home of some of the oldest schools and colleges of the region, and is the education hub of the northeast. We have some very excellent schools and colleges. I would also like to inform you that there are a lot of students from India and the northeast studying here in Thailand. I know a student who is studying in Mahidol University here in Thailand. So there's a potential for exchange of students between the two countries. Improving trade and connectivity between the northeast of India and the Southeast Asia has been one of the priorities of the Act East policy. This involves improving transport connectivity within the northeast and also neighboring countries. Some of the major projects being implemented to ensure road connectivity include the Kalanan multimodal transport project, the India-Myanmar Thailand trilateral highway project, and I think there's another project which is in the pipeline. It took me 2.5 hours from Calcutta to reach Bangkok by flight. Look at the distance. It takes longer for me to travel from my state to Delhi or to Mumbai within India. So it makes sense, I think, to improve connectivity between the northeastern states and Thailand and the other South Asian countries. And I'm happy to note that SpiceJet is going to operate a direct flight from Bangkok to Guwahati, and probably, hopefully, Imphal. Tourism has emerged as one of the important sectors driving the development of the state of Meghalaya. We have seen an increase in footfalls, which has grown over 80% in the last 10 years. I don't know if any of you know Cherrapunji. Cherrapunji is known all over the world as the area with the wettest, rainfall, the highest amount of rainfall received. We don't need to brand it. Everybody knows it is there in Meghalaya. So I invite every one of you to come and visit us. We have a number of tourism projects which provide a unique cultural experience to showcase the indigenous culture and traditions of the people. Many homestays have come up in the last few years, which are run by women entrepreneurs. These homestays have become a preferred choice of stay for many foreign tourists who wish to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. And many of these homestays are listed on the online platform of Airbnb. In 2016, the government of Meghalaya had the proud privilege of hosting her Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri as a state guest who arrived in our beautiful city of Shillong. The princess was introduced to the rich cultural and traditional heritage of the Khasi Indian people. She visited Molenbeek. This is the cleanest village in Asia. She visited Molenbeek. She inaugurated a flag to commemorate her visit to Living Root Bridges in Molenbeek. She took a keen interest to know the flora and the fauna, and she went around, with a diary in her hand, taking down the names of the trees when she went and visited the Sacred Grove Forest. So this is how, keen she is about, probably preserving the diverse flora and fauna of any region. Her Royal Highness also visited the Don Bosco Center for Indigenous Culture in Shillong, which is the largest museum in the state, to get a first-hand experience of the culture and tradition of the Northeastern region under one roof. Her visit to Meghalaya will definitely encourage many more, probably Thai nationals to visit our state. We are connected to Guwahati, like I said, and to Calcutta. So flight from Calcutta to Bangkok takes 2.5 hours, probably less than 2 hours. It took 2 hours and 15 minutes. Tourism can be promoted for accelerating the implementation of the Act's policy. This includes organizing cultural meets with ASEAN countries on a regular basis to showcase the cultural linkages between the Tibeto-Burman, the Mon Khmer to which I belong, and the Austro-Asiatic tribes, organizing car rallies, establishing of niche tourism destination, and other forms of tourism products. Northeast Festival has been organized here with the support of the Northeast Council, and the Embassy of Thailand, of India in Thailand is a great opportunity to promote people-to-people contact and build our shared bonds of culture. I wish the festival a huge success. Thank you.
For setting up of business venture by joining hands with local people, and where there is less road to travel and on area less visited, forest based with fresh air and untouched natural beauty as was created by the creator are still there to be seen. I thank the organizer, Rent MMS and Embassy of India and Government of Assam for organizing this platform, which is serving all of us to have meeting place and to share our interests also for the Northeast India. And I'm so thrilled to see all of you here showing the interest for the Northeast India. I once again invite you, all of you, to come. And when to come, you may think that maybe one day, but your one day, if you decide it as now, then your whatever which is not yet explored will be explored by you. And I really invite you to visit us, and you'll find a lot of business opportunity, because when we talk about industries, you will say raw material, but I offer you real raw material. I'm offering you on the forest base, and we do have a resource, and we do have a youth who are very good in education, but not yet find a suitable job. So only if industry come up, I think these people would be able to stand on their feet. And for the tourism, we do have natural beauty, as I said, which is not yet touched, and as it is, as what's created by the creator. And but we need a little bit of support in skill development and maybe how to manage tourists and all. So for everything you wanted to do, and as a Northeastern Council, we are there to help you. And if you want a particular state for your contact, you can reach us so that we can connect you to that particular state. And for the Thai people, I assure you that you would not have a culture shock. We are like you only. And for the Indian investor, I'm telling you that we are Indian, so there's no problem for all of you. So I wish this festival to be a grand success. And thereafter, I wish that every one of you should and may try to visit us. Thank you.
Shamkanu Mahanta, the chief organizer of Northeast India Festival. He is the force behind these festivities, and he's been organizing this festival in Delhi and Mumbai, and has organized it in Bangkok this time.
Thank you so much, and we are privileged to have you amongst us, Excellency and esteemed guests. We'll take it to a small presentation on the entire concept, how this idea of Northeast India Festival came to us. So quickly, we have been talking about Northeast. 5,182 kilometer international border Northeast has with Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh and China. Around 90 to 99% of Northeast India has a boundary with ASEAN neighbors. And 5 million, 50 million population speaking 220 languages. That is a diversity that has been spoken by our speakers from Northeast so far. So least export part of India, the frontier, and opening up to the entire world. 8 states, as I already mentioned, we have discussed about all the 8 states. To the next step. The biodiversity hotspot, perhaps the most attractive tourist destination as a region in the entire country. In terms of varieties, Northeast offers from snow-peak mountains to river, to the largest concentration of wildlife sanctuaries. Next slide. So we're surrounded by Bangladesh of 156 million, Myanmar of 62.5 million, China, Nepal, Thailand and Bhutan. That brings Northeast as a center for entire Act East policy of India. An unexplored and untouched. It presents 8% landmass of India, but represents 30%, 34% of India's water resource. Northeast hydropower potential is 60,000 megawatt. An organic hub produces plenty of varieties of fruits and vegetables. It's 1/5 of tea production of the world. Rubber, food processing, cannon, bamboo, textiles, and more products. The region has it all. Now these are the things already discussed, so I'll come to a point. Why we have come to this point? Northeast was once a very prosperous region. During the independence time, Northeast was the 5th largest economy of India. Seamless border movement, there was no border. We have got Chittagong port in Bangladesh, and we have got the entire world under our disposal for trade and commerce. But after independence, Northeast has lost the connectivity, and it has become a landlocked place. Since then, the region has gone down in terms of state domestic product. From the 5th largest economy of India, it is now around 27, 28 in terms of amongst the states. So Indian Act East policy opens up a new vistas of opportunity. These 2 specific projects are happening, which I'd like to mention. The 1360-kilometer trilateral highway connects Manipur, Moreh to Masat in Thailand. It opens up entire Southeast Asia to Northeast. And the next thing His Excellency Ambassador has mentioned today, 2 hours flight starting from March. SpiceJet is 5 days a week aircraft connectivity from Guwahati to Bangkok, starting from March, will open up entire Northeast India to Thailand. This is the trilateral highway, it goes to Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and up to Masat in Thailand. It starts from Manipur, Moreh. So this is where, at present we are at the periphery of India. It is the easternmost part of India. Now, with this Act East policy, Northeast India will be hub of entire Southeast Asia. So that is why we are here. This is the basic crux, a thought process, an idea which has come and which has been driven by Honorable Prime Minister of India. That is where the physical connectivity. If you talk about the human connectivity, since ancient times, the Thai people have left the early Thai state in different periods in search of new cultivable land. That landed them in Northeast. So in Northeast, we have got many Thai communities. Thai Ahoms came in 13th century and they ruled Assam for 600 long years. This is the most dominant tribes of the biggest state of Northeast, that is Assam, is Thai Ahom. Thai Aiton, who came in 18th century, Thai Khamayan came in 18th century, Thai Turung, Thai Khamti, and Thai Phake. These are the major tribes who migrated from Thailand and the neighboring areas to Northeast, and that connect us to Thailand. This physical connectivity and the connectivity of origin and history brings Northeast India very close to Southeast Asia, especially Thailand. Next slide. So with this background, so why we give the background, what brings us the idea of Northeast India Festival? With this background of physical connectivity and the historical connectivity, the idea of Northeast India Festival came out. This is the first initiative, and we must offer a sincere gratitude to Indian Embassy, Madam Ambassador and the entire team for hosting us and giving all the support in Thailand. Northeast India Festival, 9th and 10th February at Central World. Can I get a mic? So I'm finding it difficult. Northeast India Festival in Central World, Zone A and B, Saturday and Sunday. This weekend, we will rock Mumbai, we will rock Thailand and Bangkok with a spectacular concert of Thailand, of Northeast India as well. It's not only about Northeast, the idea is also bring Thailand culture together. So what we are offering, bringing to you is a large-scale musical festival which will present India's top rock bands, Bollywood singers, international DJs. We have colorful fashion shows by some of the best designers of Northeast India. Tourism exhibition by, already you have seen our respected tourism department heads from Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland are here, Assam is also coming. We have got plenty of tour operators coming from Northeast. In fact, 400 people are traveling from Northeast, including around 45 tour operators representing entire Northeast states. Exhibition of crafts, exhibition of organic fruits. As I mentioned, these are the basic core competency of Northeast India: tourism, craft, organic fruits and vegetables, bamboo. These are the products we are displaying. The cuisines, the exotic cuisines of Northeast, which is very similar to Thai cuisine, with a lot of emphasis on pork, beef, and other meat products. We have got 6 cuisines, the food stalls from Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya, different parts of Northeast. Then we have got business meet on tourism, trade and people-to-people exchange program. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock we have a tour operators meet. Thanks to the support of Embassy, we have got around 90 tour operators coming from Thailand. We have got 40 tour operators coming from Northeast India, and our governments will interact with each other. It's talking about bilateral tourism. We are talking about tourism on both sides. So idea is to talk about tourism from Northeast to Thailand, which is the main objective, and also look at opportunity of tourism from this part of the world to our part of the country. At 3 o'clock we have a trade meet wherein we have called around 60 very well-known entrepreneurs, MSME entrepreneurs from Thailand. And from our side we will talk about our product like ginger. Spice Z has a product called Spice Fresh, and they are bringing the organic garden fresh product from Northeast. We will have kiwi, we have got pineapple, we have got ginger, we have got cardamom. All these products will be displayed, and we talk about how we deliver in Bangkok. We have come prepared. We talk about business and we talk about providing products in Bangkok at a price at a time. And we talk about exploring products. We are going to encourage Thai industries to come and explore investment in Northeast, specifically in the food processing sector. The idea is about bilateral trade and tourism. The focus is agriculture, horti, food processing, hospitality sector, and Thai government is also putting up exhibition in our festival. The people-to-people exchange, which is our history, the origin part. We are very happy to inform our Guwahati University is here, and some of the top scholars, all the Thai communities that we mentioned here are here from Northeast. So they are coming, and we are inviting some of the respected Thai scholars from different universities, and we'll talk about our history, our origin. We talk about anthropological issues, we talk about our historical issues. And we talk about a long-term strengthening relationship between Thailand and Northeast India, and talk about future relations. So this people-to-people exchange is the most important component of our entire perspective of connecting Northeast India with Thailand, that will be organized on 10th February, 3 p.m. onwards in this building. In terms of festival, we are presenting some of the most colorful performances from Northeast. There are around 60 Thai musicians and performers also going to perform along with Northeastern artists. From Northeast, we are from Manipur, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Mizoram. These are different dance forms that we are going to present during the festival on Saturday, Sunday in Central World. We have some musicians, as a lot of you might know. Northeast India brings the best of rock musicians across India. So we are presenting some of the finest rock bands of India will perform tomorrow and day after evening. This Girish and the Chronicles considers one of the most popular heavy metal band, Featherheads from Manipur, fourth element from Meghalaya. It's interesting, the Shillong is called rock capital of India because most of the finest rock bands of India comes from Shillong. So we have got designed this person, Atso Sekhose, this young person called Atso Sekhose. He designs India's Bollywood stars like Deepika Padukone and Anushka Sharma. These are the young designers from entire Northeast. They will be presenting various exotic designs to be presented by 20 models coming from Northeast India. This is a fashion, very stylish, very similar to, and then the Central World location is a fashion hub. These are the folk performances you will see. So total around 400 artists are coming, the performers are coming as well as government people. Northeastern Council Indian Embassy of Bangkok has been the real presenting partner for us for doing this entire festival. Government of Assam, Government of Meghalaya, Government of Nagaland, Government of Manipur, Borough Council, Royal Thai Embassy, and we are supported by all in bringing this entire festival in front. So we solicit your presence with families and friends both days of Northeast India Festival. With your blessings, we are hopeful that a new chapter of Indo-Thai relationship emerges. Before ending, I would like to take you through a small presentation for 1 minute about Northeast India Festival. It will highlight the various components of Northeast India Festival. Thank you very much.
Are waiting eagerly to kickstart the festival tomorrow. At this juncture, I'd like to invite Mr. Mahanta to felicitate the guests here, please. Are you ready? I call upon Her Excellency, Mr. Chitra Durai, to please come on stage.
Pillar of strength. The entire festival has happened next week.
I'd like to call upon Ambassador Swaminathan, former Secretary, Government of India, to please come on stage. I'd like to call upon Kunkon Dabaransi, former Deputy Prime Minister, please come on stage. I'd like to call upon His Excellency Seng Saukat Tivong, Ambassador of Laos, please. Ambassador of Myanmar, to please come on stage. I'd like to call upon stage Director General of ASEAN, Mr. Thank you. I call upon Charles Defes from Cambodia to please come on stage. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With this, we come to an end for today's function. I invite all of you to please join us for dinner which will be served outside. Thank you, all of you, for